Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. We'll get to your weather shortly. Don't worry, it's coming up here on the Mountain Morning Show. But before we do that, I am pleased to have from Dust Cutter, I've got Dust Cutter Beverage Company. I've got Eric Green on the show and Mikkel Smith from Park City Sunday, who was so kind as to bring him.
Yes. Thank
Welcome
you so much.
to the show, both of you.
Yeah.
As always, it seems that you have managed to find just one more really cool product to align Park City Sunday with.
Yes, we are so excited to
Beverage.
have Dust Cutter with us this year. Fantastic, new to the market, and they have been an excellent match with us. I mean, we have, of course, Brewfest going on this weekend, but we have a fantastic bar, and every year gets even better because of things like Dust Cutter. So Dust Cutter has a couple of options. We have the Heavenly Huck, which is their huckleberry lemonade.
Oh boy,
Put it with our
huckleberry.
I
That's
know.
right.
Put it with our Five Wives vanilla vodka, and you have one of the best cocktails. It's such a great seller right now.
Oh, I bet. That sounds that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so pleased to have Dust Cutter here. Tell me a little bit about the company, where you guys come from, and tell us also about this cool bottle.
Sure. So Dust Cutter, we're a beverage company out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, specializing in naturally refreshing lemonades. We have 3 flavors: the original lemonade, iced tea lemonade, and the huckleberry lemonade. And huckleberry lemonade is our #1 seller, if you can imagine that.
I can't imagine why. It just sounds like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, so the whole brand started on the Dude Ranch my family owned in Jackson Hole.
Okay.
And in the 40s up to the 70s, they would invite guests to the ranch and take them out on the trail. And after a long day on the dusty trail, you need something to cut your thirst.
Right.
So they had Dust Cutters, which were whiskey and lemonade. So I dropped the whiskey, and then all we have is just a really great tasting lemonade that's left over.
Oh, it sounds great. Was this mom's recipe or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like the family tradition, passed down over the years. But yeah, it's like my grandmother's recipe.
Yeah. And of course, you guys can put it in a bottle, sans the alcohol. But if you take it to Park City Sunday, they put alcohol right back in it.
Yeah,
that's what they're all about, right?
That's right.
I mean, let's just be honest. Mikkel, she really likes to, to cut everything with a little something.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Throw
fine.
that whiskey in there.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that makes.
Like, let's add that back in.
Right. That's one of the things that makes Park City Sunday so silly and fun.
Yes, exactly.
For sure. But what an interesting idea. I love this. My favorite though. Giddy Up on here. It's just kind of great.
Yep.
Very much throwback to that bygone era. Now, where did you come up with this bottle? Because that's pretty neat.
Really, when I had the idea of starting the beverage company, I did some research just on innovative bottles, and that's actually the first one that came up. And I knew we had a hit because it just looks like an old canteen.
Yeah, it does.
And it fits our brand perfectly. Actually, I developed the logo and the flavors and everything after I found that bottle, so I knew we were on to something.
That was when it all kind of came together for you. Yeah, I feel like you ought to have a little accent like cookie. From the, you kind of putting together the meal on the trail side, and you got the drink to go with it. I want you guys to keep talking for a minute because I'm going to try it. But the one thing I wanted to mention that I'm thrilled about is no high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
Cane sugar. Thank goodness.
Cane sugar.
That's like brilliant.
Yeah, and it's actually lower in sugar than your typical lemonade. There's only 20 grams of sugar in each serving, 80 calories. So it's kind of on the lighter side of lemonades.
Yeah, it is. This is, in fact, that's exactly how I would describe this. It's not exactly overpowering lemonade.
Not too sweet, not too tart. Doesn't knock you over the head, but.
Oh, that's nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
So you get the benefit of the good things that water does for you of refreshment, without being just completely over the top. That lemonade flavor too, plus huckleberry. Oh my gosh, that's unreal. I can see why that's everybody's favorite.
Well, and it's nice with the market. You can, of course, still purchase these with no alcohol in them. So the kids have something they can drink.
There you go.
You don't like to imbibe.
You can both be drinking the same thing, just a little different for the parents.
Yeah.
But it's resealable, so you have your kids running around. You know how kids are. They just leave things or they drop things.
Well, they never finish the soda, right?
They never finish the soda. So you can close it back up, take it with you. They're wandering around, and all of a sudden they're crying again for something to drink, and it's like, oh, here it is. You don't have to, go and
Indeed. Well, and I gathered there doesn't seem to be, does this, I should say, is it have carbonated water in it at all?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no carbonation. That's really nice.
Yep.
So yeah, you can just seal it back up, no big deal.
Exactly.
I like that there's not, that lack of carbonated water is a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're thinking about your kids, there's nothing good about inviting them to have that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And we encourage people to, just when they recycle, put the cap and everything in there because the cap's aluminum
right.
as well. So
That's pretty cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody else were like, okay, the caps go somewhere.
Where do you put the
Right.
cap?
Yeah, you have to find a place that
bag,
accepts
yeah.
caps,
Yeah.
which is not exactly easy. I think the recycle center does, but we're one of very few places. That's neat.
Yeah.
So it smashes right up and
Absolutely.
recycles. And I assume when you're bottling this, it comes from recycled to begin with, probably.
I'm sorry?
Nowadays, it's already recycled at least once, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
We're-
aluminum. That's one of the main reasons.
Aluminum,
That's
yeah.
one of the main reasons why we picked that container because it was aluminum and it's really recyclable and 100% recyclable. So
Oh, that's awesome stuff. Well, good product.
Yeah.
Neat that you guys are spending some time with them this weekend and
Yes.
making some new concoctions.
Yeah.
I bet you came up with a couple of these.
Of course I did. Where do
Yeah.
you think the Heavenly Hut came from?
See? That's how it works. So tell me about Park Silly Sunday this Sunday.
Okay,
Just
so
a moment.
Brewfest. It's our
Yes.
second annual Brewfest. Brewfest last year was amazing. We have 6 different distributors who come up. So you'll see Killian's, Moab Brewery,
Okay.
you'll see Deschutes and a couple others, and they'll be there all day long. They'll have some great different beers for you to try. So they come up here the day after they do the City Weekly Brewfest or Beer Fest down in Salt Lake.
Okay.
And they say, hey, we want everybody in Park City to have the same type of time. We want you to have a great time, try new beers, and so we'll have those people up there.
Wow.
We have some great bands. We have Tribe of I and Afro Omega. We also have 11 House performing, so it's kind of going to be a reggae-themed weekend.
Ah.
So expect lots of dancing in the street, which of course we always heavily support.
Yes,
Yes.
you do heavily support that.
And we have yoga in the morning, so get stretched out first before you do all of
That's a good idea.
Right?
Yeah, you don't want to pull a hip flexor.
No.
Right, so we can avoid that with some yoga and, of course, some great refreshment. I want to thank you so much for being here. Right out of Jackson Hole, Dust Cutter. They're the featured drinks this weekend out at Park Silly Sunday, and don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It
isn't
will,
it?
yes.
As always.
And I'm going to see you
Dress
there.
silly. Yeah, I'll be dressed silly. I'll be there.
Perfect.
I guess I'll do the yoga.
All right.
All right. We'll see you there in the morning.
right.
We'll be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show. Got a lot of guests coming up and more giveaways, so don't go anywhere.